Hello everyone, it's the Anime Over Analyst here, and I'm here with a Black Clover video. I am going to be dissecting the first opening and just kind of pointing out all the hints and foreshadowing that I actually see within this first opening. Obviously, I've got it muted because I don't want to get copyright claimed, and as you can see, this is just off of the Crunchyroll YouTube channel. So, without further ado, I'm gonna just kind of start with this first scene. So we've got a couple grimoires going around, and we see it open to just this one. But right off the bat, I want to point out that this looks like to be Yuno's grimoire that it just immediately starts off showing, and then it goes to Asta's, at least what I believe to be Asta's, since it's the more dirty, so to speak, grimoire. As you can see, I can't really see if that's a 5-leaf there, but uh, I'm assuming it is. Let's see if I can. Nope, that's as good as it's gonna go. Okay, so it's gonna go there. It's gonna transition into what appears to be the symbols for the 9 squads. I'm going to try to slow this down a little bit. Playback speed, let's go 0.25. And so we're going into the book, and okay, I may have been a little too slow. Okay, so we start off with what looks like the Golden Dawn, followed by uh, just the others. I I'm blanking on the Vermilion one. I'm trying to read the the names, but it's kind of hard to see what they are. I'm not really good at reading cursive. But yeah, we got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the bowls are bringing up the rear. Yeah, the black bowls. That I could read. So in a way, I guess that says Golden Dawn. Uh, yeah. Anyways, I'm not gonna go too much further into it. But then we end in a crow, and you'll see a lot of crow themes, and or crow or raven, whatever you want to say. It appears a lot in this opening. We, as you can see, we got this transition where the raven comes to life. I think it's a raven, and flies away to show Asa walking through this archway. Keep in mind, light is actually really important in this opening. He's walking through in a pool of light, whereas the castle is pretty dark. Perhaps maybe referencing the the darkness of royalty. That part, maybe it is. Okay, so as he's walking, we're gonna see him, a close up of him. This is like after episode 3 where Asa has the Black Bull's robe on. In like the first opening, he's not wearing this, which is a kind of a neat detail that they have. That being said, I just kind of like that detail. So he's walking, uh, and he's engulfed in the light. So next we're showing this feet. Notice how the light's on the right side. Just kind of keep that in mind. How it's his right side that's lit up, and the left side that's in shadow. So he's walking. Now the light is in front of him, maybe showing the transition, so that light coming from his right side is now in his front side, and you can even see it in the reflection of his eyes, like the sun. So it's kind of showing like maybe time passing on. Like as he's walking, you know, time it the lights going forward. So he's walking. We can see the reflection of the sun. Now the light's on his left side, probably indicating maybe more of a nighttime. It's setting. We got the raven feathers falling, and then I believe we get a still frame. Now, why do I think this is super important? Well, for instance, spoilers for anything recent is that, yeah, this is your spoiler warning now. This side is what becomes his demon side later on in the show. Whenever he transforms, it's always his right side that puts on the demonic face. So, in a way, this shot is foreshadowing his demon transformation all the way in the first Black Clover opening. Yeah. So that was just something that I've noticed as I was preparing for this video. So now we're scrolling through the book. We've got, the Black Clover logo. It's got the 5-leaf clover. This video has it as page 5, or I think sometimes they go chapter 5. It's got, the points of the hidden of the leaf here, good faith, hope, love is hidden in the leaf of the clover. Each good luck spells in the 4th leaf, the devil lies in the 5th leaf. It's that poem that they are constantly referencing throughout the show. So, I think I can speed. Never mind. Okay, so we get this shot. I'm gonna play it real quick just to kind of show the whole shot, and then I'm gonna rewind it just to show. Now, it doesn't look that interesting at first. However, I'm gonna back up just a smidge. Yeah, let's go to here. So, Asta's looking down while Yuno's looking forward. So, this could, of course, be in reference to, Asta always feeling like he's being looked down upon throughout the entire show, while Yuno is always looking ahead. Now, in the show, Asta is more positive, and even in the manga, he's a bit of a more of a positive character. However, I think these openings and even the endings kind of show a bit more of the negative side in Asta, which I kind of wish they should bring out more in the anime. But anyways, so he's looking down, then we get this transition to him looking forward while Yuna's looking down. And maybe this is an interpretation of Asta being like trying to collect himself, and instead now he's gonna look forwards into his goals. And this is kind of looking down at Asta. I kind of see it as him looking down at Asta. It could also be that is starting to maybe regret some things. That part I'm not too sure, but it's just kind of an interesting thought. And then we have them lining up a little bit. And now we have this shot where is looking almost straight down. Asta kind of is looking more up. And I kind of interpreted this as they're looking at each other, which at first glance, this is a very odd framing. Why do they have it so that they're back to back, but yet kind of looking at each other? And then I kind of realized in the background, you've got the 5-leaf clover here, you've got the 4-leaf clover here. Also, this is on Asta's right side, this is Yuno's left side. If you've seen the anime, you know where I'm going with this. When Asta, like I said earlier, when Asta goes into his demon form, his right side is covered, while when Yuno goes into his elven form, it's his left side. And when we go into the other openings, I can show you more. we get this into Fade, where we have flashbacks from each character and kind of what they mean to each other. Uh, we've got. I think this is like the first episode. Yeah, it has to be the first episode because this is like episode 5. But you know, there it's Asta struggling and just kind of being a. Now we cut to this shot where Asta is doing some manly crunches, just how Asta does his thing. When he suddenly looks up. And just note he's on a patch of clovers. And he sees above him. Nothing too interesting to notice. Except he's just looking up at kind of a constant theme that you kind of see in Black Clover is that Asta always seems to be looking up at regardless. Like, even though he considers him his rival, there's kind of like a sense that he looks up to because of his magical capabilities. And as you can see, Asta is flying away, leaving Asta behind. And so Asta being Asta's like, screw that, no, I'm gonna run and catch up to you. So he's trying to run and catch up to which leads to this shot of him running into town. He avoids one fireball, he avoids another fireball, does a manly dodge roll, and avoids a third fireball. So this could be kind of in reference to the city being attacked way later on in the story. So he goes in, he's about to make a punch, and he tries punching this wizard. And then sends kind of like this wave barrage out and sweeps everyone away. Notice that he's above, but yeah, he sweeps everyone away, including Asta. And once again, this is, I think, a reference to Asta always trying to reach out to but always surpassing him in a certain way, and you get this kind of feeling that Asta is always trying to get there, just can't quite yet. So yeah, he's reaching out and he's falling towards darkness. Just once again the theme of light here. This could be Yuno is the light, and this is the darkness that Asta's falling into. We get a switch to the Black Bulls flag, and you see Asta, Noelle, and Magma. So we get this transition from the Black Bulls flag to Asta, Noelle, and Magma looking forward, riding on his super cool broom. Now, something to notice is that both Asta and Magma and Noelle, they're all facing forward. However, Noelle is facing sideways. That's probably just because she's royalty, and that's just kind of like how royalty is known to ride horses, is sideways. However, I also like to think that this could be a kind of maybe a little bit of symbolism to her powers and just not being able to control. Like, it's kind of like she's aiming her magic this way, but it always ends up going a different direction because she's not always in the direction that her body is facing. You get what I mean? Anyway, so they're riding along on the super cool broom. We get a shot of Nero just kind of peeking in, being like, hey, what the and then Nero flies away. We get book translations into Yami. So just kind of an interesting little transition there that I thought I'd point out. Yami starts off looking this way. He closes his eyes looking down, and then he's looking this way towards these silhouettes. Now you'll later learn that what these silhouettes are. It's Gordon, Luck, um, that's Fenril, I think that's Vanessa, that's Gray. I think Charmy is somewhere around there. Oh, sorry, that's not Vanessa. That's Gauche. So yeah, we got Luck, Gauche. You can even see their names. There's Vanessa. You got Gray and Finral. So I think I got Finral and Luck mixed up because they're hairstyles. Up there's Charmy, and there's Gordon. So yeah, there's the Black Bulls. At least the first Black Bulls, you mean. Then we transition into Noel. So this kind of becomes an important shot. So I'm gonna just kind of play the entire shot first, and then go back and show what it kind of means. So we have Noelle looking forward when suddenly darkness. She's looking down and just kind of like her emotions, all these raindrops falling, and then she's looking up again, kind of crying upwards, and she's kind of looking at the light. Then we got jiggle physics, and we got some spinning motions. Kind of her. This is kind of like her magic power. So, first things first. She's looking up at what looks like the rain. It's raining. We got this kind of light green, this kind of tealish background. She's looking up at a light. What the light is, we don't know. Maybe it's her mother. She's looking up at her mother because she feels guilty that her mother died giving birth to her. It's possible. So we get the zoom out, and before we have this crazy transition, you notice that the raindrops freeze around her. Like it's like time stops, and as she does it, she closes her eyes, and then we get this kind of like a real transition, like real to real transition, and she's looking down. The background around her is dark. This is pretty much showing that like her emotions are really getting to her. She's kind of in this dark place right now. The raindrops have frozen, and she's just there's no hope for her. Whatever this light, the source of this light is, it could, you know, it could be her mother. It could be Asta. It could be several things. We don't really know, but whatever it is, it's she can't look at it, and it's struggling. She's falling. Uh, then we get the shot of her crying upwards, which is kind of an interesting image. Perhaps it's one of those where once again she's looking up at the image, at the light, and maybe it's more of an acceptance thing. And the reason why I think it's like her trying to accept her power is because we get this shot of one of her spells, which early on in the anime is a spell that she cannot control because of her emotions. It's like this super powerful spell, and she has no control over it. She lets her emotions go, and the only person to save her was Asta. And maybe this is a reference to that incident where the light is Asta, and Asta's the one that comes and saves her. Next, we get a shot of the captains. We've got, I can't really tell all their names, but we've got the Vermilion. I am Vengeance. Yeah. For some reason, I'm blanking. Nozel, Vengeance, Fuegolian, Charlotte, Deer Dude, Rill, I think is his name, Jack the Ripper. We've got Purple Orca's guy that has like a German name that I can never remember. And of course, Julius Novelchrono, the Magic Knight King. Now, I guess for this shot, let's just kind of take a stance of where the lighting is, because like I've said, lighting is kind of important in this OP. So we've got like 3/4 of Nozel being lit up, while there's kind of like a dark half, maybe indicating that Nozel is he's for the good side, but he does have some like dark past to it. Uh, Vengeance is completely half and half, kind of showing like his mysterious side. It can also be in reference to the fact that he's half elf, half human, and if it looks, it even almost even looks like his mask is cut off right here, kind of showing like he's a little bit of his human face, where he's got that scar. Then we've got Fuegoleon and Charlotte, mostly in the light. I don't know why Charlotte's kind of in the dark here. That's kind of weird to me because she's like all good guy, uh, except for in love with Yami, of course. We got Rill, who's pretty much bathed in complete light. We've got the Peacock Lady, and she's half in darkness and asleep. Maybe in reference to. Oh, okay. So this could be a reference to these three being elves. That's why they're kind of somewhat in the dark. Possibly. Or possibly it's just the lighting scheme that they chose. We've got Jack the Ripper looking maniacally back there. He's kind of one of those characters he's a good guy, but he just appears evil and creepy. I kind of wish they did his character a little bit better. I like the concept, but it's kind of just weird. And of course, we've got the Purple Orcas guy being super shady. And of course, Julius also being kind of shady there, because I think in the, at least in the first opening, you're not quite sure who Julius is. He is kind of a mysterious character, him being half bathed in light and the other half. Oh, that kind of looks like the hair from Licked. Yeah, it looks like his braids. Maybe that's a reference to that. Next, we have Asta pulling out his magic sword from his grimoire. So, he's pulling it out. You can see his reflection in the blade. Once again, darkness is covering his right side, and while light is his left side, probably in reference to his demon form. He's facing left. Once again, darkness in the right, light and on his left. They're constantly referencing this. That, and I think I heard once before that the Japanese like to put their protagonists looking left. That's just kind of a thing that they do. But, we've got light shining upon the sword. Once again, light on his left side, while his right side's covered in shadow. And then we got the fist pump. As it looks like the fist pump through the ages. We've got this shot, this transition. It looks like this is Asta walking earlier. There's looking down. There's Asta, looking forward. We got the different transitions. We got the 5-leaf clover there. Then there's so that's looking backwards. Oh, okay. So yeah, we got the Asta, and then we got this transition where it shows Asta looking forward, with looking over his shoulder. And then we got the Black Bulls logo, and then we have this frame with light shining down. Got Asta's left side lit up, his right side at shadow. We've got behind him, going the other direction, but kind of glancing over her shoulder like, hey, Asta, I'm not forgetting about you. Asta's looking forward. He's looking at Asta, but going in his own direction. And, once again, the left side of his face is lit up while the right side is more in shadow. Once again, in reference to his elven form, perhaps. And then, yeah, we get this still image. 5-leaf clover. We got, yeah, that's just kind of what it is. I believe that's the end. Yep, that's the end. So, that is it for my Black Clover video. Please leave a comment if you've picked out something that maybe I haven't noticed. Like, just now I just noticed that there's Yuno's 4-leaf clover, along with Asta's 5-leaf clover. But, yeah, there's a lot of things that I've noticed in this video, and I hope to, talk with other people and see what they think. Next will be opening 2 of the Black Clover series. And so until then, I will see you guys later. Peace.